Okay, so what you see on the screen right here, this is number 5. This is Bullet Force. It's by Lucas Wilde, and it's a decent FPS game. It's pretty realistic. It's pretty realistic, as I said. The graphics are actually phenomenal. And if you, in case you like wall banging people, like you can get kills through walls. And it really pisses some people off, like me. But you know, it's a solid FPS game. It's the starting gun is really underpowered, but if you get a kill, you can pick up someone else's weapon, and that is not as underpowered. See right there, I got a shot someone through a wall. Anyway, it's a pretty fun game, I would say. The one thing that it's just obviously a pay-to-win game, so if you spend a lot of money on it, you have a huge advantage over anyone else. So if you're like one of those rich people who always piss me off and like spend a whole bunch of money on this kind of shit, go ahead, and like get this game. But I wouldn't recommend it to anyone who gets pissed off by pay-to-win games. There's actually a huge variety of guns, though, which I kind of like. And there's, like, a ton of different, like, things. I forgot what I was going to say just then. But yeah, that's it for number 5. On to number 4. Alright, so coming in at number 4 is Critical Ops. This is basically a CSGO clone for mobile. If you like CSGO, then this might just be the game for you. It's not for me, though, because I kind of dislike this kind of game. Well, not necessarily. It's a bit frustrating, and the controls aren't great, and I wish the crosshairs were thinner. But other than that, it's a pretty solid game. The graphics are on par with most FPS games for Android or mobile. It's not like any PUBG or anything, but it's a solid game. It's a pretty solid game. My main complaint about it is that there's an auto shotgun in it, which pretty much every noob ever uses, so it gets frustrating because it's like the one gun where anyone can get a kill with it. They don't have to have any kind of skill at all. But you know what? It's still a pretty solid game. And it's pretty realistic in that like you die after like 1 or 2 shots most of the time. One thing that kind of pisses me off is that I don't even know. It's just a bit frustrating of a game. But you know, it's still fun, and if you like CS:GO, you'll probably like this. It has pretty much the same gun options as CS:GO as far as I know. And like on the screen here, this is a deathmatch thing, which might be a bit different from most CS:GO like games, I don't know, like game modes, but like the defuse bomb game mode is pretty much exactly the same as CS:GO. Yeah, that's it for number 4. So we're gonna get into number 3. Okay, so coming in at number 3 is the game Combat Soldier. So this FPS game is kind of Counter-Strike style shooting, but nowhere near the same game. The game modes are very different. So up on the screen here I have a deathmatch game mode. There's also 2 other game modes that I haven't tried out because there's no one ever online with them. Defuse bomb, and there's one other, I don't remember what it is. But it's a pretty decent kind of counter-terrorist game. The graphics are pretty good, if I hadn't already mentioned the graphics. But yeah. Also, it's a really smooth game. If you have like a old tablet or like a half decent, not so great phone or tablet or whatever you're using to play this, it's gonna run. I can guarantee it. My tablet sucks. I apologize, Dad. You got me this. It sucks. As compared to other devices. But it still runs this like super smoothly, and I'm like screen recording right now. It's still running it like really smoothly compared to a lot of games I play. And it's like not an unrealistic game as in terms of like weapon damage. It's not super realistic. It's not like one hit kill, like 100% realism kind of thing, but and also I don't think you can get wallbangs of like sorry, I don't think you can kill people through walls, unfortunately. I wish you could, because that's, like, fun. But you only like doing that if you like to piss people off, like I do. Also, like a lot of other games in this list, you're not at too much of a disadvantage if you're new. You just started playing, like I did in this clip. Like, I died a lot, but I still have more kills than I have deaths. And I, like, started playing, like, today. It's pretty, like, decent game. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I would actually recommend it to CSGO fans who are trying to branch out a little bit. Oh. Because it's similar also in that you can only aim down sights when there's a gun on it. Mainly sniper rifles. Or, I guess yeah, it's a really solid game. The grenades in it are actually like really, and the mechanics are interesting. Oh, nice. It's a really solid game. Also, there's skins and stuff, weapons, I think, and knives, which I like. I like knifing people because it's fun. Anyway, so that's about it for number 3. We're gonna head on to number 2. Okay, coming in at number 3 is the game Squad Strike 3, I think, right? Yeah, it's Squad Strike 3. And this game is really quite realistic. It's an anti-terrorist game, and it's got an interesting system where it's not like there's money and you have a choice of what you buy next. It's just whichever level you are, you get like a different gun. It's got a great offline. Okay, the graphics are pretty good, as you can tell, and it's got a great online or offline mode. Well, there's a you can customize your loadout with different guns and grenades, and there's it's not. You don't have that much of a disadvantage if you have just started playing, because again, as I said, it's pretty realistic. So all the guns do a similar amount of damage, except for those irritating snipers that do, one hit kill. But it's a pretty fun game, and it's not a pay to win game because there's no in-app purchases. So you don't have a problem with those people who spend forever, or like a ton of money on the game. It's a completely free game. It's also neat because with some of the like there's complete control customization, which they have in a lot of games, but in this one you also have the option, you just have a little bit more options. And that's our number 2 spot, getting into number 1. And coming right in at number 1 is Standoff 2. Now this really tactical, like super realistic, well not that realistic, but pretty realistic FPS game is by far my favorite in the genre, for mobile at least. Oh, okay, as you can see right on the screen, the graphics on this game are phenomenal. Like, I've never seen a better graphics thing. Well, maybe I have, but like, not on mobile. It's like, for mobile, this is like the best graphics. Oh crap. But there's, and then the gameplay is just so smooth, and it's interesting because it's a little bit like CS:GO style, where by leveling up you don't get better anything like better guns or equipment. You get skins, but so I like that because when you get better equipment, you also get better at the game when you level up, obviously, right? So just the two of them together, if you're playing with like even a player who's like one level higher or like a little bit more experienced, it gives them so much of an edge. But in this game, that's not a problem. We start with all the the only thing that makes you more experienced is the amount of skins you have, and also your own skill. It's just a great game. There's a whole bunch of different weapons, and you got like handguns, you have rifles, you have knives, there's different rifles have different scopes. It's just all in all a really interesting and well done game. It's beautiful. I promise you. You guys, go download this game, okay? I'm telling you right now. I mean, it's really. There's one thing I would add is voice chat, because you can make your you could have a pretty coordinated team, and unlike PC games, pretty much everyone would have a mic, because like who doesn't have a smartphone or tablet without a mic? Not me. But also, one thing they could improve with this game is adding grenades. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop saying what they could improve and start saying that it's not very much.